Have you ever considered how an ordinary idea might become the most recognizable brand on Earth? From a tiny university dorm room to global dominance, Nike didn't only grow, it ran past the competitors, broke records, and fundamentally transformed the game. How then did they accomplish it? What ingredient makes Nike not only a brand, but a way of life for millions of people? Prepare, since we are going to delve deeply into the narrative of Nike's relentless ascent. Not only about shoes, though, is a hint. Stay around. I promise you wouldn't want to miss this. Imagine Phil Knight, a young aspirational track runner from Oregon with a bold dream. He wanted to design reasonably priced, premium shoes for American athletes that may transform the sportswear business. Early in the 1960s, Phil had just a strong concept and a will to change things around. Still, he felt he could challenge the big players in the sports shoe market. Then Phil turned to his like-minded visionary old track coach, Bill Bowerman. Known for stretching the boundaries and experimenting with running shoe designs to provide his athletes an advantage, these two underdogs decided to gamble on their combined spark of possibility. Knight and Bowerman joined their funds to start Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964 from about $500 each in their wallets. Their aim was to introduce excellent Japanese shoes to the American market. Knight arrived in Japan and boldly negotiated a contract with Onitsuka Tiger, now Asics, therefore guaranteeing American rights to distribute Tiger sneakers. From Knight's trunk, the pair started selling the shoes at track events. They knew they merely needed to bring their product in front of people to generate a sale. They felt it so intensely that they knew. The unusual arrangement did not discourage them. Rather, it added to their narrative as grassroots entrepreneurs ready to do all it needed to achieve. Knight and Bowerman recognized it was time to elevate things by 1971 as sales began to rise. Their own brand, something that would forward their particular vision, was something they wanted to establish. Inspired by the Greek goddess of success, they decided on the moniker Nike, which stood for the ferocious, triumphant attitude they aimed to project into every product. Under the latest name came a new emblem, the recognizable Nike swoosh, created for just $35 by graphic design student Carolyn Davidson. Little did they know, this little purchase would become among the most identifiable emblems in the world, capturing speed, movement, and that relentless energy. Nike intended to win over sportsmen all around as their success kept rising. Their goal was to create and challenge, launching audacious campaigns and groundbreaking ideas that inspired athletes rather than only benefited them. Soon the brand grew to be associated with "just do it," a concept more than just a catchphrase. It exhorted persons from all walks of life to challenge their constraints, pursue their aspirations, and believe that anything is possible. This phrase evolved on its own, inspiring individuals to discover their inner champion and connecting with those who ventured to question the status quo. Nike made one of the largest bets in company history in the 1980s, one that would define its direction forward. 1984 saw them sign a young, explosive basketball player called Michael Jordan. Jordan was barely 21 at that time and hadn't yet shown himself in the NBA, but Nike thought something remarkable about him. They ventured, building a shoe line particularly for him, the Air Jordans. There had never been such a movement, and Nike grabbed the opportunity to use Jordan's disqualification as a potent marketing tool when the NBA outlawed his shoes for not following uniform requirements. Audiences connected with this rebellious attitude, and in the first year alone, the Air Jordans produced an incredible $100 million in sales. Nike has created a cultural emblem rather than merely a basketball shoe. People aspired to be like Mike, and the Air Jordan evolved from a sneaker into a basic phenomenon. Nike kept riding on this momentum, broadening its product line with creative ideas suited for many sports and lifestyles. One of Bowerman's experimental layouts, the waffle trainer, turned out to be a breakthrough. Inspired by a waffle iron, Bowerman poured rubber into it to produce a sole with unheard-of grip and endurance. This special sole changed running shoes so that athletes may run at their best with the traction they required. The waffle trainer confirmed Nike's leadership in the running scene as the sports appeal shot through the 1970s. The brand was forming the market, not only reacting to it. Nike unveiled a brand new game-changing breakthrough in 1979. Air cushioning. Nike gave sportsmen hitherto unheard-of comfort and support by including gas-filled pouches in the shoe soles. Introduced in 1987, the Air Max series made the technology obvious so that buyers would see the creativity underfoot. This openness, both practically and symbolically, offered Nike an advantage, since it allowed sportsmen to experience the brand's innovative dedication. Constantly changing with models like the Air Max 90, Air Max 95, and beyond, Air technology became a defining characteristic for Nike. Nike distinguishes itself with this innovative approach, not just in terms of brand recognition, but also in terms of constant pushing of sports performance, surpassing trends. For Nike, the 1990s were the golden age. They had evolved from a brand for athletes to a way of life decision. Launching the Just Do It campaign in 1988, their goal was not only to sell shoes, but also to capture a spirit, speaking to everyone's inner athlete, no matter who they were, or from the commercially motivated individuals all around. Nike's annual revenues by 1998 had surged to about $9 billion. The brand was a worldwide sensation, a movement encouraging people to aim for excellence, not only shoes. Nike's cultural influence became indisputable. Featuring icons like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, and more, their ads were as strong as their products. Every advertisement challenged viewers to embrace their aspirations and get beyond their constraints by delivering a message they would relate to. Nike was sharing tales of triumph, resiliency, and self-belief, not simply shoes. And Nike is among the most cherished brands of all time, since those connected with that message on a very personal level find great resonance. Approaching the 21st century, Nike welcomed the digital revolution with wide arms. The Nike Plus software they developed enabled runners to monitor their development, network with other athletes, and create fresh goals. It was a novel strategy that brought Nike much closer to its consumers. Nike joined people's fitness paths as each run was monitored and each milestone honored. They maintained broadening this digital experience by adding wearable technology that kept consumers interested and motivated, as well as virtual training courses. Nike was building a community where athletes may gather and challenge their limits, not only offering goods. Nike's ambition, nevertheless, didn't stop there. They have lately focused on sustainability and launched projects to cut waste and provide environmentally friendly items. Nike's Move to Zero program promises to push the business towards zero waste and emissions. Like the Flyknit line, which cuts waste by utilizing a single basic yarn, they started adding recycled materials in their shoes. By accomplishing this, Nike established an industry benchmark and showed their dedication to the surroundings as well as to sportsmen. Nike's move toward sustainability reveals that it is aware of the obligations of leadership in the business. Nike today transcends mere branding. It is a legacy, a monument to the strength of a dream, and a symbol of tenacity. From two men out of a car selling shoes to a worldwide superpower inspiring billions, Nike's path teaches ambition, tenacity, and perseverance. They dared, welcomed creativity, and were unrelenting in their search for perfection. Nike's narrative teaches us that everyone is ready to put in the effort and just do it. is deserving of greatness. It is not only for the affluent or the elite. The best thing is also that Nike is still in development. They remind us that the trip is far from finished as they keep redefining sportswear, technology, and sustainability. Nike's goal of inspiring and innovating will keep them ahead, motivating us all to seek our own successes, one small step at a time. From the modest beginnings to a worldwide empire, Nike's narrative shows that everyone may reach the great by means of enthusiasm, creativity, and a readiness to take audacious risks. We appreciate you joining us on this thorough investigation of Nike's amazing journey. From a basic concept to a worldwide force, Nike's narrative shows how much great dreams and unwavering enthusiasm can actually impact the game. Remember to like, subscribe, and click that alert to avoid missing more tales that motivate you.